Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. You're not winning.
know.
You're not winning this. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Why don't you wear a suit?
Yeah, problems.
Trump and Zelensky clashed, and it got heated. How can two highly confident world leaders using their best tactics to dominate the conversation and come to an agreement fail so miserably? What happened?
I don't know.
Let's break it down, because some of their power moves and words they chose are so subtle but so powerful, it's inspiring.
This is a very dangerous situation. This was headed in the wrong direction.
Trump is using his most iconic tactics to influence masses. But before we dive into that, let's look at the friendly start of the meeting, where Trump is using the complimenting tactic. Here, a reporter is referring and asking Zelensky about his suit. And does he have a suit?
Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest. Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I
the
don't have
dignity of this
such-
office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something like this?
something like
Yes,
yours.
sir.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. We will see.
Trump said that he liked his suit, and that is a way of using compliments.
Please.
And I do like your clothing, by the way.
Yeah, really?
Even though I think he's a great guy, by the way. But I don't know if you two like each other. But you know what? I think he's just. I think he's just.
I like this guy.
Highly confident and charismatic people, they use compliments very often to make the other person feel comfortable, to make the other person feel at ease and feel liked. Trump is complimenting Zelensky as a friendly way to start this meeting. And he's even adding a slight friendly and kind touch. And watch this touch very intensely, because it's in high contrast with the touch that you'll see a little bit later in this video. Also notice that in the beginning of the meeting, they're both still speaking in a very calm manner, very polite, very kind, a lower voice tone, a slower pace.
But we've had a lot of very good conversations. You have to be very proud of them from that
I'm very
standpoint.
proud.
It's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you for invitation. And
And all of that will soon change into more heated discussions. But let's talk about Trump's most famous tactics to influence the masses, and that is his use of simple words and repetition.
Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
wasn't
this
with me.
means.
Trump is well known to use very simple words, simple language, in fact, 4th grade language level. And he does this in a very smart way. Even though it may sound stupid, he knows what he's doing. He's influencing the masses like that. And I've made a video about that, why and how he does it, with numerous examples, because it's very smart to influence people. But in this case, he's also using it with Zelensky.
Your country is
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this.
Using these simple words influences a lot of people because people understand it. People from various backgrounds, various education levels, various ages, they all understand what he's talking about. It's something you can also do in your own presentation or speeches. Use words that everybody understands.
You're gambling with World War III.
What are you
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What are you
World
speaking
War III.
The way he repeats his words is an extra reinforcement. And a great example was the debate between him and Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala, she also became a master in repeating herself.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. 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 I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
In this case, Trump is using it with Zelensky to overpower, to dominate, to win the game. Next up, the loudness, the volume of their voices. And by the way, if you like this so far, can you hit the like and the subscribe? You'll find way more videos on my channel about analyzing the confidence and charisma in well-known figures.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking.
Raising your voice. It's actually something that highly confident and charismatic people don't really do because they have the confidence to stay calm, to talk at a calm, cool, poised and slower pace. But in this case, in these discussions, in these heated moments, yes, the tone is raised.
You haven't been allowed. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment.
Although I have to say that in the entire meeting, I have not really noticed J.D. Vance raising his voice. I have not noticed Zelensky doing so, although he's actually mentioning it.
For some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly.
When people are getting loud and you're in a conversation and the other person is getting heated and angry, it's so easy to pick that up and to also raise your voice or become angry. But I really admire and respect Zelensky for not copying that, for not being so loud. Talking about respect, listen to the play of words of J.D. Vance when he's using respect and disrespect in the same line.
But if Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
The tactic to interrupt is greatly used by all men in this meeting, and it's a great negotiation tactic. But first, let's take a look at their body language. There is so much to observe here. What's going on? First of all, in the beginning of the meeting, you'll see Zelensky with his arms more crossed, and that is a sign of being more defensive. Whereas in contrast, Trump is using big gestures. He's known for his hand movements, big arms, open hands, which is very empowering, very dominating. He really wants to dominate. However, sometimes, and in this case, notice he points his finger, and that is very directive. It's something that I advise all my clients to not do. Avoid pointing a finger. Who likes it when there is a finger pointed at you? It's annoying, it's frustrating, but Trump uses this to dominate, to overpower. You'll also notice throughout the meeting, they're using the typical mirroring effect. You'll notice when they're leaning forward, all three men, their hands are together, their hands are crossed, they're mirroring each other, which is a great negotiation tactic. You'll also notice at some point where Zelensky is moving at the tip of his chair as if he wants to dominate and wants to be the biggest person in the room, and he's creating more space by doing so. Talking about space, when Trump is using these open arms and hand gestures, he's really invading Zelensky's personal space. Another sign of dominance and power. Talking about Trump's hands and use of hands, here is the touch that is no longer friendly, but it's a push, it's aggressive, it's pressure.
What about
If you didn't have our military equipment,
It's very easy to miss, but this is not a friendly push. With this pressure comes the tactic of interrupting each other, which they all do in a high amount in this meeting.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
Interruptions can be used in a very positive and polite way to agree with the other person, but it can also be used to disagree, to overpower, to win the battle. It's so much more than the interruptions. It's also what they say. At some point, like, for example, J.D. Vance is saying,
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America.
This really comes across as a parent talking to his child and telling his child, like, shouldn't you clean your bedroom? But Zelensky is doing the same thing when he's saying,
but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right.
Nobody likes to be treated like a child. Nobody likes to be told what to do or what to say or what to feel. What do you think about that? The friendly start of this meeting with all the best of intentions ended bad. There was no agreements, but a lot of great communication skills. So I really would like to know your thoughts on these men and their conversations and this meeting and what was going on. Now, handling tough conversations, awkward conversations, how do you keep your cool, your calm, your confidence? It's not easy, but with a few simple tactics, you got this. And that's what I analyze in my next video. So take a look and I'll see you there.